Because you ain't see your harvest yet doesn't mean that the seed that you placed ain't growing. Oftentimes we get so caught up in not seeing our harvest and not seeing what God is going to do, and just not seeing the fruits of our labor. But what we got to understand is that the seed will grow when it's time, right? I had to think about it this way. It's like when a farmer goes out and plant and they go and throw the seeds and stuff all in the ground, right? They don't expect the seed to grow immediately. They don't expect the seed to start popping out with all types of stuff. Like, they understand that this seed is gonna take time, right? This seed is gonna take time. I can't expect this seed to just grow, right? Just because I threw it in the ground. That's not how it works. It's not magic, right? Sometimes with the seed that we throw in the ground, right, we got to keep watering it. We got to keep constantly watering it, right? Because the more we water it, the more we take care of it, the more it starts to grow, right? The more it starts to grow. And so I want to encourage you today to know that your seed is growing. God sees your seed in the ground, right? God did not forget the promise that he told you. I was on my 6 a.m. call this morning, and my brother, he was just talking about, harvesting and planting. And it's so crazy because in the midst of our seed producing, in the midst of our harvest starting to form, it's like we lose track and we kind of forget about what God told us, right? It's like we forget about what God said. It's like we forget about the things that God has promised us. But what we don't even understand is that his promise is for me. And y'all, like, I'm sitting here and I'm really thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, his promise is forming. It may not form the way you want it to form, and that's what I'm understanding right now. His promise may not form the way you want it to form. It may not look like it's forming, bro. Listen, it may not look like it's forming, dog. But the crazy thing about it, right? When a seed is in the ground, you can't see that it's forming, right? When that seed is in the ground and them roots and stuff is all in it, you can't see it. You can't see it forming. But when that seed starting to get out that ground and it start to shoot up, then you like, oh, okay, now I see it. Now I see it. You feel me? And so the thing that I like about harvesting, the thing I like about sowing seeds, is that it causes you to almost be disciplined in your faith, right? And I'm not saying that we don't get weary, and I'm not saying that we don't, I don't want to say complacent, but I'm not saying that we don't start to feel like, man, this ain't happening. But the thing about it is that when those times are forming, that's when your discipline hit. Like, no, I know what God told me. Regardless of how I feel, I know I don't feel like this is working, but I know what God told me. And guess what? God never told us that it will be easy, right? Matter of fact, Jesus told us to count the cost of following him. But what we got to understand, bro, is that seed that you planted is coming. It's coming. Now, whether or not you want to stick it through, whether or not you want to see it through, that seed is producing. And the crazy thing about it is, oh shoot, the crazy thing about it is, all you have to do is have faith the size of a mustard seed, bro. All you have to do is have faith the size of a mustard seed, and you will begin to see your harvest produce. Sometimes our harvest don't even produce until a year later. 2 years later, 5 months later, 2 weeks later, right? You can't tell your seed when to grow. That's not how that works, right? I can't go look at a freaking seed right now and be like, grow. I'm gonna look like a fool because it's not about when you want it to grow, right? It's not about that, right? Because guess what? If I told that seed to grow right now, it may not be time. The seed might die when it come out. The freaking vegetables or whatever may not be right. So you gotta understand that when it's not time, it's for a reason. It's a reason why it's not time for everything, bro. And I'm learning that there's a reason why it's not time for everything. Seriously, dog. Because you'll be thinking that it's time. You'll be thinking like, bro, this is the day. Like, this is the day that my seed is gonna I'm gonna see the fruits of my labor. And then you'll start to get discouraged because you don't understand that when your seed is in the ground, right, it's growing. And when your seed is in the ground, it has to form, it has to shape. And God does the same thing with our lives. God knows that we have put our seed in the ground, so guess what? Now he got to shape us. Now he got to make us ready for what we have planted, yo. The farmers, they got to be ready for what they planted, yo. God got to make us ready for what we planted. But he can't make you ready if you so focused on, where's my seed? Where's my seed? God is not going to, bro. You're going to look like an idiot, dog. So I just want to encourage somebody today to know that your seed is growing. Listen, you may have to lose some people on the way. You may have to lose some things on the way, but your seed growing, dog. Oh, it's growing. And guess what? When your seed grow, you're going to be like, God, I thank you for waiting. I thank you for waiting till now to give me my seed, bro. To allow me to reap the harvest of what I've been sowing. So I just want to encourage somebody today, bro. You got this, dog. You're going to get what you planted. Just wait. Just wait, bro. Listen, all you got to do is wait. And you're going to get that harvest. All right? God has promised you that you're going to get that harvest. All right? You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. If you sow in good ground, you will reap. So I just want to encourage somebody today, man, keep your head up. Don't allow the enemy to get you jacked up in your mind thinking that your seed ain't going to freaking harvest, bro. I'm sorry, that you're not going to reap the harvest of your seed, bro. Don't let the enemy have you so bound in your mind, bro. Because I'm telling you, bro, the enemy has he's been trying to get me to that point for so long, right? I don't know why my camera keep going in and out. But I want y'all to know, bro, you got this, dog. Get up, keep your head up, and let's go get that harvest. Real talk. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next video, man.